Why is Subspace so popular? When I did a poll for a character lore video to celebrate 1K, I put Subspace, Shawarma, Vinestaff, and another character from Phighting. What do you mean one is not like the others? You mean Vinestaff? Anyway, Vine got absolutely demolished in that poll, which kinda sucks since I was rooting for her, but that's okay. I'll make a Vinestaff video in the future, don't worry guys. Anyway, I'm Coda, and this video is your 1K Subspace special. Shout out to this individual, Bedrock367, for that pun. Subspace is a poisonous support in-game and is a scientist for BlackRock. He has the Subspace Strip Mine gear, hence why his full name is Subspace T Mine. From his design, I can say he looks pretty cool with his little floating pink crystal thingy, his noxious gas mask. Actually, did you know that it actually works as the opposite of a gas mask? It keeps the toxic gas from his mouth from poisoning those around him. And no, he doesn't have really bad breath. The fact is, he's been infected by something called the rot. It's some sort of disease that causes him to rot from the inside out. His right arm, left eye, and mouth are all affected by this disease. It's said that he struggles with eating and tasting food. He can't see from his left eye. Okay, now let's take a look at some of his in-game interactions. Although not all the in-game interactions are canonical and have not happened in universe, they do reveal information about characters, their personality, and more. The only canonical relationships Subspace has are with Hyperlaser, his co-worker, Biograph, his robot creation, and Medkit, his old co-worker and nemesis. Subspace's interactions with Biographs reveal that Medkit is labeled as a traitor to BlackRock. Although he is a traitor, Subspace needs to take him alive. Also, by the way, there are lots of Biographs, and Subspace invented them. I just wanted to clarify that there isn't just one Biograph. The Biographs are always asking Subspace for commands. Sometimes they take his commands too literally when Subspace tells one to get rid of anyone you spot, and the robot's like, including yourself? Obviously not, you sack of bolts. He can also be a little bit nitpicky and a perfectionist around them. He asks one if it's chipped or scratched since it has to look pristine for BlackRock, but it was doing fine. On the surface, it may seem Subspace is just worrying for the robot and that maybe he sees them like his children, but I think it's more deep-rooted than that. But to understand why, we have to look at his character music theme. Subspace is one of the characters to have a music theme. Others being Boombox Sonorous Refrain, Sword, Call of the Heights. Character music themes are often used in game. When you get MVP with the character, they play the music theme. It's pretty cool. I'll probably talk about the other character music videos, what they mean in another video. Coil also has his debut trailer being used, being Backstreet Bounce. Uses his character theme. Coil's Backstreet Bounce, the OST music video title hasn't been formatted like other usual character music themes, being the name of the song, the name of the artist, and a character's name with a cool title. For example, Sword the Lost Adventure, Boombox the Resonating Pulse, or, in Subspace's case, Subspace the Doomed Potential, which has some interesting implications. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First, let's talk about the music video's title being Etichophobia, which is the fear of failure. Despite Subspace's already huge contributions to BlackRock when he invented the Biographs, which are everywhere in BlackRock, making most of their population and their cavalry, he has a fear of failure. He's afraid of failing and maybe being useless to BlackRock. Also, people with etichophobia or a fear of failure tend to avoid new experiences, procrastinate, and tend to be perfectionists. We know the people he's closest to, that we know of at least, are those that he built, being the Biographs. Maybe, and this is just speculation, he's scared of new experiences and getting close to anyone actually living, so he talks down to them. Even when they're being nice to him, like when Vine tells him to be careful not to poison himself and he gets mad at her. But then again, that could just be a sensitive spot for him since it's possible he may have poisoned himself and given himself the rot accidentally. More on that later. Which is why the average Infernal generally finds him unpleasant and gets negative back at him. But this just reinforces the idea in his head that people suck, and his robots don't. Again, just speculation there. This is coming from the... We've only seen his, interactions in game. We have no idea for sure. Just speculation. Anyway, so what actually happens in the music video? Well, there's a shot of his Subspace star, then there are multiple shots of pink statues of Subspace using his gear. The music video is mainly a focus on his gear, not him as a person. It's a focus on what his use is. There are also shots of a Medkit statue replacing Subspace for a few seconds. Then there's some more shots of Subspace with his star, and then there's a really cool transition and into the music visualizer. Then there's a shot of a bunch of Subspace statues, and there's a green flicker from a Medkit statue hiding in their midst. Then there's a shot of Subspace using his ult, his greatest invention. Even at the end, ticking is still heard. He has doomed potential because although he had the potential to make these amazing inventions, he's running out of time. The rot is slowly killing him, hence why there could be ticking, possibly from a clock heard in this music video. It could also be a bomb. He's a ticking time bomb, which aligns with his explosive gear, but also how he's going to have an untimely demise. Doom potential also aligns with his need for perfection. He's already set a high bar for himself inventing the biographs. He has amazing engineering capabilities, but it'll never be enough. Not for him, and not for BlackRock. Yeah, that's everything about the Subspace music video. Ugh, okay, fine. I'll talk about Medkit. So, Medkit is seen as a bright contrast from the pink throughout the video. In one shot, Subspace is holding his greatest invention, but it cuts to Medkit holding it instead. What does this mean? Well, it could mean that he thinks Medkit could have invented that. He could have gotten all the glory if he wasn't a traitor to BlackRock. Oh yeah, I should probably talk about their history. So if you didn't know already, Medkit and Subspace used to both be scientists at BlackRock. They were co-workers, but they never got along, even when they were younger. It's said that after Medkit invented the first instance of an energy crystal, which is that green thing floating on the top of his head, they both had a really bad fight. This led to Medkit always wearing an eye patch and running from BlackRock, and Subspace rotting from the inside out. It was only after that that Subspace developed his own energy crystal, so now he has a floating crystal too. I heard a theory that the reason why the violent fight happened in the first place was because Subspace was jealous of Medkit's energy crystal. Perhaps he was scared he would get all the glory, so he fought him so he wouldn't fail. This would explain why Medkit can be seen replacing him in the music video. So yeah, we learned that Subspace, head of the BlackRock's robotics division, is a perfectionist with high standards for himself, and is running out of time since he's rotting from the inside out. He also hates Medkit and may or may not have ruined his life because of jealousy. But they're still either ultimate Yuri or ultimate enemies to the fandom. That's everything I could find about Subspace, but what do you guys think? Did I miss anything? Or were my theories absolutely wrong and I'm going insane? Let me know down below.
Thank you guys for... Actually, we're at 1.4k now, so thank you guys for that. I did not expect to get here so fast. Yeah, thank you guys.
Don't worry guys, I'm still making that Vine Staff video in the future. Probably after the another fighting comic one. Maybe I'll make a shawarma one afterwards. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye!